viewers and my dear students, I welcome you all in my surgery online class, and today the lecture is on splenic rupture. It is oftenly asked during the exams and it is a long question, so you have to give lot of notes during the exam on it. Splenic rupture. So this is a case when spleen get ruptured. So when the splenic rupture occurs, so could be the reason blunt injury abdomen. So spleen is where it is in the abdomen and anatomically positioned or hidden under the 9 to 11th ribs, and this spleen lies over the kidney and is in contact with the pancreas and the stomach, and it is the undersurface of the diaphragm. So any blunt injury when occurs in the abdomen and in the left side, spleen is in the left side. So any trauma or injury, blunt injury which occurs in the left side of the abdomen, like in case of road accidents, or if a person falls from the height or from the tree, or like accidents, in that case the spleen can get rupture. And this spleen can get rupture in cases like if there is any fracture to ribs, like if rib get fractured, or there is any renal injury. So there will be what? There will be intraperitoneal or retroperitoneal hemorrhage or the bleeding inside the peritoneum due to the renal injury or the fracture of the ribs, and that can cause the injury to the spleen. So splenic injury can occur in case of blunt injury to abdomen. This is the first reason. Then second reason could be the penetrating injury. So penetrating injury into the abdomen can also cause splenic rupture. Then beside this, infections. So spontaneous rupture of spleen can occur. In cases like infections like infectious mononucleosis, malaria, or rarely the spontaneous rupture of spleen can also occur in cases like sarcoidosis, leukemias, hemolytic anemias. So these are the conditions, infections in which there could be the spontaneous rupture of spleen. Beside this, the last reason is iatrogenic. Means any injury to the spleen can occur during the processes like surgical processes. For example, gastrectomy or vagotomy. So spleen can be ruptured by any blunt injury to the abdomen when there is any injury to kidney or ribs get fractured, so there will be peritoneal hemorrhage. The another reason could be penetrating injury. There could be the spontaneous rupture of spleen due to the infections like malaria and hemolytic anemia or sarcoidosis. That will causes what? Infiltration of the spleen, sarcoidosis. Then iatrogenic causes are when spleen get ruptured or injured during the process of surgical operations like vagotomy and gastrectomy. Now come to the clinical features or the clinical manifestations. These are categorized into 3 groups. So the first group or the category is when there is splenic vessels rupture. When the vessels of the spleen get ruptured, then there will be hemorrhage, severe hemorrhage, shock and sudden death. So in case of splenic vessel rupture, there will be hemorrhage, shock and death. So sudden death or death within few minutes in case of splenic vessels rupture or injury, when there is injury to the splenic vessels. Second is slow hemorrhage. This could be in case like when there is any injury to the spleen capsule. So when spleen capsule or the spleen parenchyma gets injured, so when the spleen parenchyma or the spleen capsule get injured, so there will be slow hemorrhage, slow bleeding in the peritoneum. There will be intraperitoneum bleeding. Intraperitoneum bleeding. So the clinical features you will notice during the injury to the spleen capsule or the spleen parenchyma: pallor, anemia, because the slow bleeding is going on, there is intraperitoneal hemorrhage going on, so patient will be anemic, face of the patient will be pallor, there will be weakness, lethargy, fatigueness. Then there will be low BP, cold and clammy skin, extremities, cold and clammy extremities or the skin. Basically there is coldness of the extremities, the fingertips, fingers, the toes of the foot. So there will be cold and clammy extremities. Then there will be tachycardia, that is increased pulse rate. Beside this, the very important feature is paralytic ileus. This is what? This could be asked in the exam as a 5 marks question also. The define paralytic ileus. Paralytic ileus is a condition when the muscles of the intestine doesn't allow the food to go through. So there will be what? Obstruction of the intestine. There will be obstruction in the intestine. Because the intestine muscles are not working properly, they are not allowing the food passage. So there will be accumulation and obstruction in the intestine. This is paralytic ileus. Beside this, there will be Gording and rigidity. Gording and rigidity. So this clinical features you will notice in case of slow hemorrhage when there is injury to the spleen parenchyma. Spleen की जो parenchyma है, the parenchyma or the capsule is when get injured. Capsule is injured. Then the third, yes, the very important point to confirm this, that there is any injury to capsule of the spleen. So there are signs. First sign is Kehr signs. Kehr sign. In this sign, you will notice a shoulder pain. Actually, what will happen? In case of slow hemorrhage, there will be intraperitoneal hemorrhage, and so this bleeding in the peritoneum and the accumulation of the blood, this blood will cause irritation in the lower surface of the diaphragm. So this irritation will also cause irritation of the phrenic nerve. So this accumulation or this intraperitoneal hemorrhage and this bleeding will cause irritation of the under surface of the diaphragm, and this will produce the irritation of phrenic nerve, and the pain will refer to the shoulder region. So there will be pain in the shoulder region because of the irritation of the supraclavicular nerve. Supraclavicular nerve. So there will be irritation of the supraclavicular nerve due to the there will be referred pain on the shoulder region. So there will be pain on the shoulder region due to the irritation of the under surface of the diaphragm and irritation of the phrenic nerve, and then the pain will be referred to the shoulder region because of the involvement of the supraclavicular nerve. So this is Care sign. Then this sign is positive then. Then second sign is Segeger's splenic point of tenderness. Segeger's splenic point of tenderness. So in this you will notice the area of tenderness between the sternomastoid and scalenus medius. So this is Segeger's splenic point of tenderness. It is positive when you will notice the area of tenderness between the sternomastoid and scalenus medius. So between this there will be point of or the area of tenderness. Now the third group is when there will be signs of hemorrhage. There will be signs of hemorrhage and then recovery. You will notice the signs of hemorrhage, then recovery, and then there will be hemorrhagic shock. So पहले तो साइंस मिलेंगे कि हेमरेज हो रहा है, लाइक एनीमिया, वीकनेस, लेथार्जी, पैलरनेस, टेकिकार्डिया, एंड रिकवरी के साइंस मिलेंगे, एंड देन अगेन हेमरेजिक शॉक डेवलप हो जाएगा. सो दिस कुड बी इन कंडीशंस लाइक व्हेन ओमेंटम जब ओमेंटम सील कर देता है, लाइक इन केसेस व्हेन ओमेंटम सील्स the tear, if any tear occurs in the spleen parenchyma or in the spleen, so omentum seals the tear, but it gets reopened. Or in the case when there is subscapular hematoma is formed. हेमाटोमा कब फॉर्म्ड होता है? जब हेमरेज हो रहा है पेरिटोनियम में एंड हेमाटोमा फॉर्म्ड हो गया, बट इट गेट्स रप्चर. So when subscapular hematoma ruptures. So the signs of hemorrhage you will notice, then you will notice the recovery period, and then the sudden or the spontaneous hemorrhagic shock will occur, or the sudden hemorrhage will occur. So this happens in case when omentum seals the tear and then this again get reopened, or the subscapular hematoma gets ruptured.